Welcome back to my channel. Today we will learn about the issue that is currently dominating the emotional core of CBS's The Bold and the Beautiful. What started as a personal health battle hidden in secrecy has exploded into a violent confrontation between two powerful men, Bill Spencer and Dr. John Finn Finnegan. As Liam's condition worsens, secrets unravel, emotions ignite, and everyone is forced to confront what truly matters when time is running out. For weeks, Liam has kept his diagnosis a secret. After learning he has an inoperable brain tumor, he chose to shield his loved ones from the heartbreak. Only a few people know, Steffi, Finn, and eventually Hope. Liam's decision to keep his father, Bill Spencer, in the dark was not out of malice, but out of fear. Fear of how Bill would react. Fear of being treated differently. Fear of seeing his father's pride turn into helpless sorrow. Bill, meanwhile, has remained absorbed in his work. Focused on Spencer publications, expanding deals, meeting stakeholders, and preparing for another industry acquisition, he hasn't noticed the silence from his son. Their calls have dwindled. Their usual business chats have vanished. Still, Bill, ever the force of control and confidence, assumed everything was fine. He had no reason to suspect otherwise, until one unexpected phone call changes everything. That call comes from an old friend, Dr. Morgan, a longtime golf buddy who works at the hospital where Liam had tests done. Though the friend doesn't work directly on Liam's case, he stumbles across the records by accident while reviewing internal logs. Out of concern and shock, he contacts Bill privately, not knowing that Liam's condition is still a secret. When Bill answers the phone and hears the words "Liam has a malignant, inoperable brain tumor," time seems to stop. At first, he believes it's a mistake. He asks for the name again, then again. He demands confirmation, demands an explanation, demands details. When Dr. Morgan calmly repeats the diagnosis and tells him the prognosis is terminal, Bill's voice fades. He sits in his office chair, completely still. Minutes pass before Bill gathers himself. His mind begins to race. Why hadn't Liam told him? Where has Liam been staying? Why was everyone else informed but not him? Bill picks up his phone, makes a few calls, and quickly discovers that Liam has been living at Finn and Steffi's house. That's all he needs to hear. Rage surges through him. To Bill, this isn't just about a secret, it's about betrayal. He storms out of Spencer Publications, drives straight to the hospital where Finn is currently working, and bursts through the ER hallway. Staff and patients step aside as Bill, in full fury, marches toward Finn's station. Without warning, Bill slams his fist into Finn's face. "You knew!" Bill roars. "You knew my son was dying and you said nothing." Finn reels from the blow but doesn't retaliate immediately. "Bill, listen to me," but Bill doesn't listen. He shoves Finn again, accusing him of playing God, of being a hypocrite, of violating the one thing no father can forgive, hiding that his son is dying. "You're a coward," Bill spits. "You hid this behind confidentiality? My son is slipping away and you stood by and said nothing." Finally, Finn loses composure. He fights back, pushing Bill hard into the hospital wall. "You think this was easy for me? I wanted to tell you. But Liam made me promise. I'm a doctor. I swore to protect patient confidentiality. That oath matters." The shouting continues. Punches fly. The fight escalates. Hospital staff try to intervene but are quickly overwhelmed. It isn't until Steffi arrives, rushing down the hallway after a frantic call, that the scene finally ends. "Stop it," she screams. "Both of you. Just stop." Her voice, shaking and filled with emotion, cuts through the tension. Bill, his shirt torn and face bruised, glares at Finn one last time. Finn, breathing heavily, wipes blood from his lip. The corridor falls into silence. Steffi stands between them, furious and heartbroken. "This isn't about who knew what," she says. "This isn't about secrets or control. This is about Liam. He's dying. And instead of wasting time fighting each other, you both need to focus on making what little time he has left count." Both men remain silent. Slowly, Steffi leads them to a private room and forces them to sit. The atmosphere is heavy. Nobody speaks at first. Then Steffi continues. "Liam trusted both of you. You're the two most important men in his life. If you really care about him, then stop tearing each other apart. Start asking what you can do to help him. Now." The words settle in. Bill lowers his head, his anger replaced by guilt. "I wasn't there," he whispers. "I didn't see it. I'd been so focused on business, I didn't even realize my own son was disappearing right in front of me." Finn sighs. "I didn't want to keep it from you. But Liam made me promise. He didn't want to be treated like a patient. He didn't want pity. He wanted peace." Finally, they reach a fragile understanding. They agree to work together to ensure Liam's final days are filled with love, comfort, and meaning. That evening, Bill visits Liam for the first time since learning the truth. Liam is shocked to see his father, especially when Bill falls to his knees and takes his hand. "I should have been here," Bill says, voice thick with emotion. "I should have known. But I'm here now. And I'm not going anywhere." Tears fill Liam's eyes. He simply says, "Thank you, Dad." From that moment on, everything changes. Bill moves into Steffi's guest house to stay close. He and Finn put their differences aside and begin organizing special moments for Liam. They arrange small gatherings with close friends, photo albums of happy memories, and surprise visits from old friends. Ridge visits. Hope brings their daughter. Even Wyatt, though dealing with his own trauma, flies in to spend time with his brother. One day, Bill rents a private cabin near the ocean. Liam's favorite place, and the family spends the weekend there. They cook, they laugh, they cry. Liam watches the waves with his daughter, tells her stories, and thanks everyone for letting him feel alive again, even while dying. Hope continues to carry Liam's child. He rests his head on her stomach one night and whispers, "I hope he has your strength, and just a little bit of my chaos." As Liam's health declines, he begins writing letters for his unborn child, for Kelly, for Hope, for his father. He tells Bill he forgives him for the distance, and that he always admired him, more than he ever said. Eventually, Liam slips into a coma. Bill stays by his side day and night, holding his hand, whispering memories into his ear. Finn checks vitals but knows the end is near. And when Liam takes his last breath, Bill is right there. He doesn't cry. He just holds his son close and says, "You were the best part of me." A few days later, a memorial service is held in Liam's honor. Hope reads a letter Liam wrote for the occasion. It talks about forgiveness, love, and letting go. Bill speaks next. His voice is steady. He promises to live differently now, to protect what matters, not just build what looks impressive. He vows to be there for Liam's children and for Hope. Finn and Bill shake hands at the service. There is no friendship, but there is mutual respect. They both loved Liam, and that's enough. Steffi takes on the role of emotional glue, keeping the family bonded as they grieve and grow. Hope gives birth weeks later to a baby boy, and she names him Liam William Spencer too. Bill holds the baby in his arms and whispers, "He's here, son. And I'll make sure he knows you. Every day." Next, we will dive deep into the tantalizing drama surrounding Luna's seductive schemes on the bold and the beautiful. This storyline has been simmering on a low flame for quite some time, leaving fans on the edge of their seats, craving more of Luna's bold moves and the ripple effects they create. While it's been a while since we've seen her directly interact with Will, the undercurrents of her intentions are still very much alive, sparking curiosity about what she might be plotting next. Let's unpack this intricate web of seduction, rejection, and unspoken desires with fresh details and deeper insights into the character's motivations. To begin with, Luna's character has evolved into a master of subtle manipulation, driven by a complex mix of gratitude and ambition. Her appreciation for Bill Spencer's generosity has taken a rather unconventional turn as she seeks to repay his kindness in a way that benefits his son, Will. Overhearing whispers in the halls of Forrester Creations about Will's personal frustrations, Luna saw an opportunity to insert herself into his life. She proposed a no-strings-attached arrangement, a friends-with-benefits dynamic that she believed could be mutually satisfying. However, Will, caught off guard by her audacity, turned down her offer during a tense encounter at a quiet corner of the mansion. Despite his rejection, the memory of Luna's confident approach lingered in his mind like a catchy tune he couldn't shake off. Her words replayed during quiet moments, stirring a mix of confusion and curiosity about what could have been. Meanwhile, Luna remains unfazed, her confidence unshaken as she bides her time, convinced that destiny will align in her favor. Adding to the tension, Luna faced a stern warning from Will's girlfriend, Elektra, who sensed the threat Luna posed to their relationship. Elektra's protective instincts kicked in during a heated confrontation at a local cafe, where she made it clear that Luna should steer clear. But instead of backing down, Luna interpreted this as a challenge, fueling her determination to win Will over. Undeterred, she devised a daring plan to capture his attention in an unforgettable way. One evening, under the guise of a playful costume inspired by a classic video game character complete with a plumber's hat and mustache, Luna infiltrated a private event at Forrester Creations. Once inside, she shed her disguise in a secluded office, revealing an alluring ensemble of lavender lace lingerie that caught Will's eye during an unexpected encounter. The air was thick with tension as Will's resolve wavered for a fleeting moment, his cheeks flushing with a mix of embarrassment and temptation. Yet, summoning his loyalty to Elektra, he firmly asked Luna to leave, effectively halting her advance. Since that charged moment, their paths have not crossed again, leaving viewers to wonder when the next chapter of this seductive saga will unfold. Meanwhile, Will's focus has shifted back to his relationship with Elektra, though it's clear that their dynamic is far from harmonious. He's been pouring his heart into deepening their bond, dreaming of a future together and taking their connection to a more intimate level. Whether it's romantic dinners at upscale restaurants overlooking the Los Angeles skyline or heartfelt conversations during sunset walks, Will has been persistent in his efforts to win her over completely. However, Elektra remains hesitant, valuing the comfort of their current status and resistant to moving too quickly. She cherishes Will's gentle nature and sees him as a rare gem, yet something holds her back from fully committing. This mismatch in their desires creates a growing frustration in Will, a restless energy that simmers beneath the surface. As days turn into weeks, his patience wears thin, and the possibility of straying becomes a whisper in the back of his mind, especially with Luna's lingering presence in his thoughts. The slow-burn nature of this storyline is what keeps us hooked, building anticipation for Luna's next move. Her cunning mind is undoubtedly at work, crafting a scheme that could orchestrate the perfect moment for her and Will to be alone together. Perhaps she'll arrange a faux emergency at Forrester Creations, luring Will to a secluded spot under the pretense of needing his help. Or, in a twist of fate, could Luna's grandmother, the infamous Sheila Carter, play a role in trapping the two together during a family gathering gone awry? Sheila's history of meddling and manipulation could add a dangerous layer to this already volatile situation, setting the stage for chaos. Alternatively, Luna might fall back on darker tactics, reminiscent of her past indiscretions. Fans will recall her scandalous encounter with Zend, where she claimed to have been under the influence of a substance, mistaking him for RJ. Yet, in a shocking confession whispered to a close confidant, Luna admitted that Zend's passion was unmatched, a memory that set a high bar for any future lover. This revelation casts a shadow on her intentions with Will. Can he measure up to such a vivid comparison, or will he be just another pawn in her game of desire? As we speculate on the future, the stakes couldn't be higher for all parties involved. Will's internal struggle between loyalty to Elektra and the forbidden allure of Luna paints him as a man at a crossroads, torn between duty and temptation. His every decision feels like a ticking clock, each second bringing him closer to a choice that could redefine his relationships. On the other hand, Luna's relentless pursuit showcases her as a woman who knows what she wants and isn't afraid to push boundaries to get it. Her blend of charm and calculation makes her a formidable force, one that could either ignite a passionate affair or destroy the fragile connections around her. Elektra, too, stands as a pivotal figure, her reluctance to deepen her bond with Will potentially paving the way for heartbreak or a fierce battle to reclaim what's hers. What's certain is that the writers of The Bold and the Beautiful are expertly weaving a narrative that thrives on tension and unpredictability. Each episode leaves us with more questions than answers, a testament to the gripping power of this storyline. Will Luna succeed in her seduction, or will Will's resolve hold firm under pressure? Could Elektra's hesitation be the catalyst that pushes Will into Luna's waiting arms, or will an unexpected twist, perhaps a secret from Luna's past resurfacing, derail her plans entirely? Next, we will explore a heart-wrenching twist in the saga of The Bold and the Beautiful that promises to reshape one of daytime television's most intense rivalries into a surprising partnership. Next week, viewers will witness a seismic shift as Steffy Forrester defies Liam Spencer's wishes and shares his tragic secret with Hope Logan, forging an unlikely bond between two women who have long been at odds. This devastating revelation about Liam's health will force Steffy and Hope to set aside years of animosity as they confront the painful reality of helping their young daughters navigate an unimaginable loss. Let's delve into this emotional storyline with expanded details and fresh perspectives on the characters' journeys through grief, empathy, and reconciliation. The foundation of this powerful narrative begins with a gut-wrenching decision by Steffy Forrester, set to unfold in an episode airing on May 8. Despite Liam's explicit desire to keep his terminal brain tumor diagnosis under wraps, Steffy reaches a poignant conclusion that transcends their past conflicts. After much soul-searching during a quiet night on the balcony of her cliff house, with the ocean waves echoing her turmoil, Steffy decides that Hope, as the mother of Liam's daughter Beth, has an undeniable right to know the truth. This choice is laden with emotional weight, as Steffy herself grapples with the burden of knowing Liam's days are numbered. In a recent episode, she shared her inner conflict with her supportive husband, Finn, murmuring, "I can't fathom how Hope will handle this, but she needs to know." Her words reflect a newfound compassion for her rival, a shift that has struck a chord with fans across social media platforms who have lauded Steffy's growth. This moment of empathy marks a departure from their history of rivalry, illustrating how profound tragedy can alter even the most entrenched dynamics. Steffy's journey to this decision has not been without its struggles, as she has been carrying the crushing weight of Liam's diagnosis alongside Finn, the doctor who first delivered the harrowing news of the inoperable tumor. During late-night conversations in their dimly lit living room, Finn has been a pillar of strength, offering medical insights and emotional solace. Yet, even his unwavering support cannot fully bridge the unique anguish Steffi feels as the mother of Liam's daughter, Kelly. Finn can analyze scans and predict outcomes, but the visceral pain of preparing a child for the loss of a parent is a territory Steffi must navigate largely on her own. This isolation amplifies her resolve to include Hope in this somber circle of knowledge, recognizing that only another mother can truly share this burden. The complexity of Steffi's emotions torn between respecting Liam's privacy and honoring the truth adds a layer of depth to her character, making her actions all the more compelling as they unfold. Meanwhile, Hope Logan remains oblivious to the storm brewing on the horizon, though she has sensed a peculiar shift in Liam's demeanor. Recently, Liam's decision to move into Steffi and Finn's cliff house to be nearer to Kelly puzzled Hope, as did his cryptic musings about the fleeting nature of life during a recent encounter at a local park. "Time slips away faster than we realize," he told her with a distant look in his eyes, leaving Hope with an unease she couldn't quite place. Next week, that uncertainty will shatter into heartbreak when Steffi seeks her out at Brooke's cozy cabin, a place often filled with family warmth but soon to be the backdrop of devastating news. As Steffi, with tears streaming down her face, begins to unravel the truth about Liam's condition, the scene promises to be an emotional crescendo. For Hope, this revelation is not merely the loss of Beth's father but the closing of a tumultuous chapter rich with love, betrayal, and enduring connection, a history with Liam that shaped much of her life. The weight of this moment will likely leave an indelible mark on her, as she processes both personal grief and the daunting task ahead. What elevates this storyline to a masterpiece of drama is its transformative impact on the long-standing feud between Steffi and Hope, who have spent years clashing over Liam's affections. From heated arguments in the Forrester Creations boardroom to bitter exchanges at family gatherings, their rivalry has been a cornerstone of the show. Yet, faced with the stark reality of Liam's illness, they find themselves united by a shared mission: guiding their daughters, Kelly and Beth, through the incomprehensible pain of losing their father. These young girls, still too innocent to grasp the finality of death, will rely on their mothers to help them make sense of a world without Liam. How does one even begin to explain such a loss to a child who still believes in fairy tales? This common challenge lays the groundwork for a tentative truce, as Steffi and Hope must lean on each other to find the right words and gestures of comfort. Fans have taken notice of this poignant shift, with one viewer tweeting, "It's taken a tragedy of this magnitude for Steffi and Hope to see beyond their differences. My heart aches for them, but I'm rooting for a lasting peace." At present, Liam remains relatively self-sufficient, managing daily life with minimal assistance despite the shadow looming over him. However, Finn has confided in Steffi during a somber consultation at the hospital that the tumor's progression is unpredictable, leaving doctors unable to pinpoint how much time Liam has left: weeks, months, or perhaps a bit longer.